Woody, do you think that the UFC fight card was, if not the greatest, one of the top three greatest fight cards of all time, at least as far as spectacle and the quality of the fights goes?
I'm really torn on that. So on one hand, yes, I can't remember another card where every single fight ended in a stoppage. So that's amazing. That's what people like. On the other hand, I remember going into it being like, normally there's an A side and a B side, but this is all AC, AD, right? Like Lopez got a knockout. Garcia, like I follow this sport. I didn't know that guy. And it seemed like, and what that 40-year-old heavyweight, was it Curtis Blades? What was his name? The dude that lost to Hockett.
Oh, Derek Lewis. Well,
Derek
okay,
Lewis.
So to be fair with that one, that was directly on the president's invite. That fight wasn't on the card until Donald Trump asked for it.
Right. But it is another example of like what seems like a mismatch. That guy's over 40. He's fat. He was exhausted by the time he climbed the octagon steps. Like he was. So the reason there were so many knockouts was because it seemed like there were a lot of mismatches.
There were.
So on entertainment value, it was kind of an A+, but it didn't really answer a lot of questions. There was only one upset all night long.
Well, I thought
with the best.
Well, the co-main and the main were both like hard fought. You didn't know who was going. Well, the Pereira Gane fight, I thought was a really good fight. I enjoyed that fight, and I had no idea who was going to win going in. I had said Gane, but immediately I was like regretting saying Gane because I thought Pereira looked good. I thought his kick, he was going to throw a head kick and just catch Gane, but that ain't what happened. Gane stung him with that jab. And then I've seen a lot of replays and stuff. It looks like he threw at least 3 illegal shots to the back of the head, and maybe
7.
4.
Yeah, like
I watched a video where they go frame by frame with it.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it didn't look that bad to me. Like, and then of course everybody's playing the videos of Pereira beating Prohaska, and he's just hammering elbows into the back of his head. And then they showed his reaction to Tom Aspinall getting eye poked. He's grinning about it, that Gane has eye poked him. It's harder to feel sorry for him after all that.
I didn't see that.
I thought that was a great fight. Can
I hit it back on that fight?
Yeah.
I didn't think the illegal blows decided the fight. It's unfortunate that they happened. I hope he doesn't have any like CTE from it, but I thought that fight was 95% decided before the illegal blows. And had he done the same thing with legal blows, it would have not have made a difference. It wasn't like some guy got, kneed to the head while he was down and wasn't even defending himself, and that changed the way the fight was going to unfold, or an eye poke. Nope. As they were just part of the finishing blows. That Pereira had lost that fight before the blows, I think.
Yeah. I agree with all that. Gane is so big. Gane is very slick and faster than he should be. But then he's lost some fight. MMA math doesn't work. We found that out for sure with the main event, because Ilia, who's taken out Max Holloway, who's taken out Charles Oliveira, can't take out Justin Gaethje, who's lost to those guys. Not even close. I thought in the second round when Justin dropped to the liver punch, if Ilia had just stood there and like tried to make him rise, I don't think he would have been able to get right back up from the liver punch. Instead, he falls on him and goes for the submission and fails the submission, and we go to round 3. But he almost beat Justin Gaethje in round 2 with that nasty liver shot. But my God, the tides turned after that, and his face just got beaten off of his little body in a way that was kind of hard to watch. You could hear the strikes really well because the crowd was only 4,500 strong. And so it was that really good in between what we had with the Apex cards during COVID and what we normally have in the big, T-Mobile arenas. You could hear those meaty plops when he would hit Pereira's wet, bloody face. And I remember they were like, it may have been DC. He was like, "It's the bone. There's a protrusion. The bone is a protrusion." Yeah. And I
thought he was right at the time. He wasn't.
No, it was just like bruised.
Well,
there,
it's hard.
there was something pokey in his, like by his cheekbone orbital, and I saw it and I thought it was a bone protrusion. And then later I heard he had 1 or 2 broken orbitals, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I saw it too. Okay. And then I heard they were non-displaced. And if you're not used to breaking bones, that means that like while the x-ray can pick up the fracture, everything is exactly where it belongs and it's just going to reheal. So that was not a bone sticking out. That would be a displaced.
Love to see that x-ray. I'd love to see that x-ray because I've seen him in the hospital and he looks horrific. His eyes are still closed. He looks fucked up.
Dude,
and Gaethje looks fine.
I was gonna say, immediately I am very surprised that his team didn't throw in the fucking towel at the end of that round. I mean, the doctor. Well, I thought the doctor called him out.
Yes,
it's not up to the doctor.
Back in.
Yeah, the ref said, "Fuck it." The doctor is there to advise the ref. So the doctor was like, "Nah, this is it." And what they said was, and what the ref said afterwards was, "That's an inexperienced doctor. He doesn't do this normally. He's wrong. We're good to go." And I didn't think we were good to go. I wanted more, and when they continued the fight, I cheered. But at the same time, it was like, if that was my fighter, if that was my brother, if that's my student,
they're killing him.
We got to throw the towel in.
I don't have any special love for Topuria, but if they had stopped the fight right there, I wouldn't have thought it was an early stoppage.
No, so he said at the end of, because it went to 4.
Yes.
Yeah. And so at the end of the 3rd round, when he went back to his corner, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, he said, "I can't see out of my right eye."
Yeah, he did say that.
Which usually means like stop the presses. There's no more questions. This fight is cooked. It's done. We're stopping it. I've never seen a fight continued after. The fighter is supposed to lie if he wants to keep fighting in that situation. That's kind of the unwritten rule. You tell the doctor that everything's fine, that you can see. If he tests you, you try to fake it. That's what you do if you want to fight with one eye.
Yep.
You don't say, "This one right here, I can't see out of it." Yeah. And the doctor's like, "All right, stop it." And the ref is like, "Nah, be a man.
Put him back in, pussy."
Yeah.
He got brutalized. Sorry.
It's one of the worst beatings I've ever seen. I've seen some bad cuts, like some really gnarly cuts, but they didn't necessarily go alongside with tremendous beatings. The beating that Topuria took, like the cumulative damage, the amount of really damaging head strikes he took, might be unmatched. It might be unmatched. Rory was really fucked up when he fought Robbie Lawler and his nose.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jan Jacek, like her head swelled up like a chupacabra from the X-Files. That's a good reference. If you don't know it, look it up, people. And I've definitely, like I said, I saw that one 6 months ago. Gaethje Ferguson. Okay.
Gaethje was just hitting that guy at 100% for 4 rounds. Ferguson didn't know he should be knocked out by now. It would seem it was
that
wild.
Might have been that might be just as bad. I don't know. I remember his face. I remember when Michael Chandler, who lost on the card embarrassingly, kicked Tony Ferguson under the chin with that crazy teep. And his face is accelerating so fast, or his skull is rather, that his face can't keep up. And it looks like he's in one of those NASA centrifuges, and he's being exposed to like 10 Gs because his whole face hasn't caught up to his skull yet. It's accelerating away from his body so fast, and it's just all mushed. And that's a really bad beating too.
As an old man, it is depressing to watch Michael Chandler fight because he looks amazing. I can't give this guy enough credit on his conditioning. I feel like from the neck down, he hasn't taken a step backwards from the time he was 21, and he's 40, right? He's not 31, or 34, like kind of on the tail end. 40, he should be 6 years into his retirement, but he fought 2 weeks ago, and he looked incredible. But somehow, just like athleticism is taken from you in ways that you can't see. Yeah. And I don't think he ever wins a fight again, unless he drops down to like World Series, I don't know, some lower level promotion.
Yeah. How old is Gaethje?
37, maybe?
He's 37. Oh, so he's like Cowboy Cerrone age.
He should fight one more and retire. Like he'll make so much to fight
get
his
chant
champion.
money.
Yeah, he'll fight. So and he's got a lot of pop on his name because of what he just did. If he could turn around and get one and fight it before Christmas, like he'd secure himself another $2 million or something like that.
He's on a 180-day medical suspension. I just saw this morning.
180?
Mm-hmm.
That seems like extra.
Bye, Woody.
Well, that still gets him in before. When you get knocked around, you get concussions. They put you on they don't let you fight for several months so that you don't die.
Yeah. Which
sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say as soon as that fight was over, I immediately tweeted or whatever. I was like, I was genuinely concerned that Topuria was going to die of brain bleed, because I've seen so many interviews with Gaethje, or not Gaethje, with like top tier fighters, and every time they're asked like who hits the hardest, their answer is always fucking Gaethje. And then
there were many reports of Topuria dying from his injuries in that fight. The first time I saw it, I'm like, nah. The second time I saw it, I was like, let's verify. Not true. And then I see it like a third, fourth, fifth, sixth times that this man died from it. I'm like, let's re-verify it. See if he's died this time. Because it was plausible.
Yeah. That could have been another round. It's not crazy to think that Gaethje might have beaten him to death if they'd given him another round of that punishment. Gaethje was seemingly losing no power. Like he was hitting just as hard, and he was connecting more and more, and his target was getting wetter and meatier as the fight went on. Mm-hmm. It was amazing that they put that show on for the White House for that card. I just want to talk about the spectacle of the White House card. Like fights aside, they knocked it out of the park. I had no part of that did I think it looked cheap or low rent or cheesy. There were parts of it that I thought were like ew. Like, why are we walking out of the Oval Office? Or like, why is there this big, at the very beginning, Trump and Dana White are walking shoulder to shoulder from the Oval along that little outdoors porch area that has all the presidential photographs or whatever. And there are like these trumpets playing, these like Roman royal like these really triumphant trumpets, and I'm like, this is some propaganda shit. And then some of the commercials I thought were very like upsetting for me, like that Anduril commercial, like we are America's arsenal, we are the arsenal of democracy. When our enemies show their dirty fucking heads, we blow them off with Terminators powered by AI.
They do the same shit during the Super Bowl, though. You watch it like a Dodge Ram commercial during the Super Bowl. It's like, Dodge Ram, America's, if you want to get your dick sucked because you love this country, we were founded on the morals. They do the exact same shit. And like the UFC
kills people.
Well, fair enough, yeah. But I mean, fucking Boeing runs ads during the
Dodge Ram. The military commercial had a clip of the military commercial used actual drone footage of people dying. Like you watched people explode.
I missed that. Like a wedding.
There was the Houthis. There was this when we bombed the Houthis like months and months back because they were clogging up the strait or whatever, or pirating or whatever they were doing. There was this meeting of like Houthi leaders or something, or at least like a powwow of some kind, where they were in this big oval of like men standing in a field or something. And then we airstruck the shit out of it and turned the oval into a big smoky, fiery wreckage. That was in the commercial that was played during the fights. I was like, fuck, they just died.
I didn't see that commercial, but I still agree with pretty much everything you said. Like, it didn't look cheap. It didn't look low rent. It didn't bother me that fighters were walking out of the White House or like looking at the Declaration of Independence. Like, if you've got that as a backdrop, then use it. And also, like you said, I wish it was less political. Like, it shouldn't have been about Donald Trump. It shouldn't have been something that's like a political rally of any sort. There was one commercial that had like, it was like a "Be Proud to Be American," like right down the middle commercial, and it had clips of multiple presidents giving, like, there was JFK, like, we do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And then it goes on, like there's like an FDR, like a day which will live in infamy, and there's like maybe Jimmy Carter saying like,
I think that was the intro actually.
Like lots of it, and then Obama's there, and Obama has like, I'm like, oh great, he's gonna be apolitical here, and then we get Hawkett,